I have a lot of college interns that are leaders in student organizations, and most of them miserably fail at actually doing something with that leadership role. Many of us miserably fail by doing things that aren't very efficient in our leadership roles. One of the main things is delegation. How is it so hard to get another human being to do something that we need them to do? Well, because we don't know what motivates and inspires us. And when it comes down to it, my friend, it's emotion. There's emotion in everything we do as human beings. And if we don't capture that emotion consistently, if we don't have a value for the beautiful things that are in our life, we're not going to want to do shit. So I say to you, if you're a leader, if you're a young leader in college, or you have a student organization, first thing you got to do is sit down and write out a little plan of what you want to accomplish in the next 5 years of your life. Ideally, you do it to 10 years. The reason I say this is because it gives us a lot more to do. It gives us a reason to be that leader, that person that is giving those opportunities to people. It gives us a reason to wake up early and maybe send out that email, or create more meetings, more networking opportunities for our cohort. Now, the funny thing also is that almost every single time I've moved in my life, I've had to create something to allow me to do the very thing that I want to do. When I was in junior year of high school, I wanted to figure out how I can communicate with people and learn more about politics and debates. So I created a Model United Nations Club. I wanted to figure out how to be an advocate for people that are underserved, for the populations in Louisiana that really needed help from stupid people like me at the time. And so I started an Amnesty International Club. The issue was, and I was on TV and I made all these commercials and I got people to join. Those meetings were absolutely full of people to start with, but they did not continue to be full because I merely had the idea of having that first meeting. I didn't really have an end goal for it. And so sustainability is something to think about strongly. Do you want to create something that's going to last only as long as you're around? Hopefully not. Do you want to figure out how to utilize the hours that you have left, the days that you have left in college to make that thing sustainable? Listen closely. First and foremost, write down the plan of the organization. What type of culture should people be subscribing to when you tell them to come through? Now, what things can you do consistently to make sure that that culture remains relevant and is always capturing the emotions of those that are involved? These are things to think about first and foremost, before even going out of our way to do the easy part, frankly, and getting that organization actually established. The why, the how, that needs to be established first. And the consistency, the dedication to such a thing, to say to ourselves that we're going to send out one email a week and it's going to be useful. Well, how are we going to get the information to make it useful? How is that email going to be something that people actually want to read? Okay. The general body meetings. How do we make them so that when people come to those general body meetings, they feel that culture for sure, but also get real value out of it? Delegation is going to be the first thing to think about when we are creating any organization, because having a strong team will get us encouraged to actually push things forward because they'll be happening more consistently. Having a meeting schedule, something that holds the entire team, including yourself as a leader, accountable for actually pushing forward and accomplishing that mission in the time frame that you have left. Hopefully, a large part of that mission is sustainability. And sustainability is only really built through delegation, as I've come to realize. When I was in college, when I was in school, I sucked at delegation. And it made things so difficult because I was always carrying things on my back. They got executed properly, but the people that were on my e-board, the people that were in my club, in my organization, probably felt, what a shit leader. I'm here to help, and he merely does not have the communication skills or the consistency to make it so that I actually feel involved in the growth of the organization. There's a lot of, when you have a good enough idea, there's going to be a lot of animation, a lot of excitement behind the organization actually existing. So I say to you, listen, at the end of the day, if we don't delegate, if we don't figure out how to get those really talented, inspired people to work for the goals of the organization, then we will never be able to fail enough. We will never be able to fail enough to understand how we set up those leaders for success in the future. This brings me to my second point. It's called a system for a reason. You can plug something in that's not what you want it, what it's supposed to be, and they go through that system and then they become something close to what they're supposed to be. Now, in order to do that, we need to have a constant pipeline, this constant flow of new ideas. And the best people to target for leadership roles, for building out the organization's sustainability, are actually freshmen. People that have just entered the college, just entered the university, the high school, the middle school, whatever it is, the company. Those are the people to encourage to join these things, because they have the energy that's required to actually go and take those crazy risks and be okay with failing. Okay, so we got the step-by-step, we got delegation under wraps, we got new people coming in, new ideas, we know who to target. Now, how do we make sure that these people understand why? Why the hell did you make the thing in the first place? Now that comes down to that thing that I was talking about earlier, the mission, the vision, and the core values of your organization. Get into the habit, whenever you make something, to have a mission, a vision, and a core value statement. And there's no better way to communicate why than to make a video of yourself looking at the camera and just saying why, making it easily walkable, easily understandable, but also deeply emotionally conveying why such a strange thing, why in the world you would do all this work to create this thing. Now that's a very, very important thing. It's like leaving breadcrumbs behind. As we evolve as leaders, it becomes even more important to make sure that we are tracking the process of growth. We are tracking the process of the growth of our philosophies. We're tracking the progress of the growth of our organization quantitatively. We need to consistently, as leaders, leave behind breadcrumbs. So what I would suggest, and this just really came to mind now, is honestly creating a bit of a journal. So for me, Terabify is my journal. When I'm dead and gone, someone can very easily walk step by step through every single one of my videos and figure out very easily why in the world this person spent so much time talking to the camera and hopefully helping me. But my friend, this draws us to the end, and I am about to be home on a Saturday, and I wish you the very best of luck in the creation of your organization and to making it sustainable. Leave the breadcrumbs, figure out how to delegate, write your 10-year, 5-year, 3-year plan, and really make sure to inject about as much emotion as you possibly can into everything that you do there. It's going to be the difference between you and someone else that does not accomplish their dreams. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself. Leave me a comment if I left out anything that might be of use to you. Take care.